Hey, today is August 5th. It's a Thursday, and I'm gonna be going over a couple of trades I took today. And I'm also gonna be talking about a couple of lessons I've learned recently regarding hive day breakouts and key levels and retail perspective and institution perspective. So I will be going over the trades, but there's gonna be a large emphasis on retail versus institution positioning in the market. And I think that's really, really important because I did learn a lot of things which I'm going to implement in my trading in the future. And I just wanted everybody who follows me to know as well. So as always, I always start off with the higher time frames no matter what. The way I trade essentially is I create my plans pre-market or when the market closes, and then all I do is I wait for those levels to execute when the market is open. So let's go over to 1 hour time frame now, and I will start off with the first trade I took, which was Facebook. So as a group, we were all watching this level on Facebook. It was a very, very critical level. It had one, two, three, four, five touches. So this level was 360.4. So we had five touches on a 1 hour time frame. So a strong breakout of this level with no fresh supply above should theoretically provide a move higher. You can also see that we broke above it and now it's acting as support. So this is just support and resistance 101. On top of this 1 hour key level breakout, there was also a 4 hour RBNR. So 4 hour rally, base rally through the level. That's why Facebook was my top watch for today. So that was Facebook. Next one is what did I take? Oh, I took Shopify. So again, really really critical level on Shopify here. Multiple touches on a 1 hour time frame. This was also my second top watch going into today. Had one, two, three, four, five, and then all of yesterday rejected. So six and seven. So 7 to 8 touches on a 1 hour time frame. A strong move above this level 1557.18 is going to provide a nice move higher. So that's just the higher time frame on Shopify. What did I take? And then the ultimate winner today, which I was fortunate enough to capitalize a nice move on this, was the Square 280 breakout. And I'll tell you exactly why this was such a good setup. So let me just highlight this for you. I don't know why I deleted the level, but 280 was a major area of resistance. And on top of that, I'm gonna add all-time highs as well, because all-time highs is it's a really really important level to keep in mind. A lot of retail watches this level. It's 283.19. So I'm gonna label this as all-time highs. So those are the two levels on Square that I'm watching. Again, I'm more focused on the 280 level just because that's the level I want to get into prior to the all-time high break. So now that we're done with that, let's go down to an intraday perspective and I can analyze all my entries and exits. So first I'm going to start off with a Square. There's a lot of lessons to learn from each trade. So first let's go down to a 5 minute time frame. So what did Square do right off of the open? Square went on a massive rally to the upside. And you see that this move was like a $12 move to the upside. So Square was up 4% at the time. The ATR was also around 4%. Square usually moves around $10 a day. So I knew that on stronger days, Square can definitely move more than 4%. So I was fine with it being a little extended because I knew that Square was strong today and had the possibility to create a new all-time high. So there were multiple confirmations for this trade. One is the fact that we had relative strength right off of the open. If I quickly go to SPY and Qs, you can see that while SPY and Qs did move higher, the move higher was a bit choppy. You can see that SPY moved higher, but it was a little bit choppy on the move up. Same for NQ. NQ moved higher, but it was a choppy move higher. So now let's go back to Shop. No, not Shop. Let's go back to Square. So Square, on the other hand, went on a tear in the morning. So this is what you want to see when Square moves up aggressively and ES and NQ don't move up as aggressively. Square has relative strength. On top of that, that relative strength was backed up by very, very nice volume, which is another thing I really, really like. And then finally, it was consolidating right below the 280 key level. So I wanted to get in for the 280 breakout, anticipating the all-time high breakout. And on top of all of this, the thing which caught my attention the most is the 30-minute RBNR. I mean, this 30-minute RBR was so clean that I actually set it as my wallpaper, just because you don't find setups that clean. But yeah, so you see that we had a 30-minute RBNR right before the level breakout. So this is another confirmation. So now I'm going to be talking about the two entries I took on Square. First one was a $200 loser. Second one was a $400 winner. So my first entry on Square was I was anticipating the high of day breakout, anticipating the 280 key level breakout, and then ultimately 283 was my final target. So I entered right here. I held through this 5-minute candle, and then when we pulled back aggressively, I stopped out. So this is something I really want to go over right now. High of day breakouts have a low probability of working out. So that's kind of the common theme for this video. I'm going to be talking about this a lot. High of day breakouts have a low probability of working out. And you have to understand why high of day breakouts have a low probability of working out. The reason so is because, at least for me, when I was first introduced to options, stock trading, all of that, the first thing I learned was high of day breakouts as a strategy, right? So you have to think about positioning of all the billions of people who trade Square or trade the market. The first thing they learned was high of day breakouts. So every single retail trader out of their damn mind knows high of day breakouts. And those are the setups that retail traders are going to take. But we have to be smarter than retail traders. So we can't really be taking high of day breakouts before levels because they just have low probability of working out. And the reason so is because all retail traders watch something. And so when all the retail traders watch something, there's a low probability that it's going to work out. So that's kind of like my my rant about high day breakouts. They have a low probability of working out. We should stay away from them. What retail traders don't know, and something I use to my advantage, is candle structure. So not every single retail trader knows what a 30-minute RBR is or a 15-minute RBR. But in this case, we had a 30-minute RBR, which is the right amount of consolidation that we need. Any sort of candle structure like this is beautiful because not all retail traders know RBRs, like 15-minute, 5-minute, 30-minute RBRs. So they have a much higher chance of working out. So when I saw this when I took my first loss on Square and I saw this 30-minute RBR set up, that was a perfect entry in my opinion. So entering right before high of day, but keeping in mind that this is a 30-minute RBR, I entered 2 contracts here, got this nice push up, premium spiked. So I entered 2 at 3.5. I sized down. I took my first one off around 4.45. And yes, Square did run a lot higher, but because I was only playing 2 contracts, my final PT was a break through all-time highs. So as soon as we broke all-time highs, got this premium spike, I sold my last contract for 5.74, which was a beautiful move. Over a $200 win on just the last contract itself, I believe. So I locked in close to, not 400, my bad. It was closer to like 350, I think. I don't know the exact number, but the main lesson to take away from the Square trade is that high of day breakouts have a low chance of working out. Instead, we should be focusing on candle structure or volume volatility and momentum towards the level. So that was Square. That was a very good trade from my end, the second entry at least. The first one I genuinely did not know, but now I know that high day breakouts have a low chance of working out. Next trade I took was Facebook and Shopify. So I'll show you Facebook just to show you why another example of why high day breakouts fail. So I showed you the level 360.4 in the beginning of the video. We were all watching this level together, but look what was right before the level breakout. It was a high of day breakout. So you have to understand what retail is doing. We push back down. We're all watching this level together. Retail is going to enter above the 360 point, or they're going to enter above high of day. This was also my entry as well, anticipating the breakout. But because all of retail is entering above high day, there's a low chance that it's going to work out. So in this case, we break high of day, we try the level, and then we instantly fail. So I stop out after we have this long upper wick. So I only stop out for a $40 loss. But looking back, I should have not taken this trade just because it was a 5-day breakout and they have a low chance of working. So that was Facebook. You should probably avoid 5-day breakouts because they have a low chance of working out. In some cases they will work out, but 9 out of 10 times 5-day breakouts do not work out. It's as simple as that. So that was Facebook. Despite me taking a high day breakout, it wasn't a bad play. I stopped out for a $40 loss. We'll look to avoid these types of plays now that I know this in the future. Finally, my last trade was on Shopify. Again, as soon as I exited Facebook, I saw shop setup above the level I mentioned in the beginning of the video, 1557. You can see that in this case, Shopify was a 5-day breakout, which I took two contracts at 3.5, and then I scaled out accordingly. I made over $300 on this play. So yes, I did make a lot of money on this play. However, this was just another 5-day breakout. So in this case, it worked. Again, there's always outliers in the market. Some 5-day breakouts will work out. But if you wanted to enter Shopify, in hindsight, I probably would have waited for this candle to close, and then I would have tried putting a limit and catching the retest. And if I got filled, yeah, I would have caught this nice move. Otherwise, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But looking back, this is probably how I would have played Shopify. I would have waited for us to close above the level, knowing that now buyers are willing to take us above 5-day. The main thing with 5-day breakouts is we don't know if buyers are willing to take us higher above 5-day. But in this case, they were. So now we know buyers are priced in. Then we can try catching the retest. However, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I would probably avoid this trade altogether. You can see that even the follow through is very, very choppy. It's failing to hold value of the level. And the reason why is just look at the volume through the breakout. So while the volume is slightly increasing, you have to keep in mind from a larger term perspective, we just broke a critical level. We just broke the 1557.18 level, which on a 1 hour time frame had multiple tests. So when we break a level that important, we need to see volume through the breakout. So in this case, there was, I mean, while it was slightly above the 945, in comparison to the first volume candle, there was pretty much no volume. So this trade, in my opinion, should have been avoided. But yeah, I mean, though that's kind of everything I wanted to go over. These were the plays I took today. I guess the main lesson to take away is just avoid high day breakouts because they have a low chance of working out. Instead, look for some sort of candle structure or basing period or volume volatility and momentum towards the level because they have a much, much greater chance of working out. But it is a little bit of a longer video. I hope you guys understand the lessons I talked about. If you don't, just DM me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But I hope you guys had a nice trading week. This was a much better week in my opinion. I am green for the week, so I hope to keep it that way and not give anything back tomorrow.